trying to make political commentary on weekends and days like today is almost impossible. It's going past like a slippery thing on a slippery day. It's incredible. Things are changing every single minute. But let's dive in anyway. And by the end of the video, the whole world could have changed. Who knows? So as we all know by now, yesterday Morgan McSweeney, Keir Starmer's chief of staff and the puppet master behind everything that's been an absolute disaster for British politics in the last 19 months plus, stepped down, said it was all his fault, but has achieved absolutely nothing other than to throw the whole government into complete and utter turmoil. Today, we've seen the resignation of Tim Allen. And Tim Allen, by the way, was a multi-millionaire who was appointed Downing Street's Director of Communications at the start of September 2025. Do you remember that? When Keir Starmer said he was going to reset. Shit the bed. What an absolute plank. Anyway, he was also, by the way, Tim Allen, the former press secretary of Tony Blair. And I, by all accounts, quite friendly with Peter Mandelson. This is flipping ridiculous. But anyway, he stepped down today. So that's someone else senior alongside Keir Starmer. This isn't funny, is it? But bloody hell. Oh my God, what else has happened? Oh yeah, Anasawa, the Labour leader in Scotland, has called for Keir Starmer to step down amid the turmoil and scandal that's been created as part of this whole McSweeney, Mandelson, Epstein shit show. Totally embarrassing. Anasawa, by the way. Look at him here. This is mental, right? By the way, that is that side, isn't it? No, it's that side. I don't know. There he is with Peter Mandelson. Okay, I'll take a sip of water. I'll take a sip of water and I'll calm down. But you have to admit, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm double serious, by the way. I appreciate how serious this is. But these people are telling us what's right and wrong. Every single one of them, there's a receipt linking them to Peter Mandelson. Every single one of them. As much as I want Starmer to go, and by the way, he's going to be going. He might have even been gone by the time this video goes out. I've no idea. I'm spending most of the time making this video just pissing myself at the fact that these are the people that are telling us what's right and wrong. These are the people that are telling us how we should run this country. They've all got to be banished, gone. Stick them in Guantanamo Bay. Every single one of them. Have a look at Anasawa's background, by the way. This isn't a guy that you should be taking advice from, put it that way. I'll let you make your own mind up. I don't want to cast any aspersions, although I guess I am. But, you make your own mind up. But where does it leave us? Because Keir Starmer, as we speak, as I record this, I think is addressing Labour MPs in Downing Street somewhere. Probably trying to convince them that he's the man to lead them forward. And in the background, we've got a whole bunch of other things going on. We've got a reform conference, astonishing reform conference. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll show you some clips from there. Nigel Farage, talk about capitalism on this, man. He is doing a fantastic job. We've also got Angela Rayner, who was having her hair done at the weekend and was posting tweets today that read like this. The recent scandal around Peter Mandelson, sure, I know I'm making Angela Rayner sound intelligent. I can't help it. It's just the way I am. Highly educated. Finished primary school in 6 years. The recent scandal around Peter Mandelson and Jeffrey Epstein was shocking. And demands that both this government and our party learn the lessons and act on them. But the worst possible response would be to play party politics or factional games. Labour is only getting started on changing things for the better. Our Employment Rights Act is the only thing that she did. Renters' rights, leasehold reform, free school meals and lifting kids out of poverty. I urge all my colleagues to come together, remember our values and put them into practice as a team. The Prime Minister has my full support in leading us to the end. I'm sorry, I know I said I stay composed. I know that I'm a political commentator. Okay, to the end. What end, Angela? The end of the day? The end of the hour? The end of the world? The end of the British establishment. Well, do you know what's really funny? Is Matt Stadland. Matt, he put out basically a tweet saying, this just proves his point that Keir Starmer will stand this test and remain in position. And he might well do, but that's not what this proves. This proves one thing and one thing only. Angela's painting herself as the good guy, and she's making it look as if she's the best replacement. Well, do you know why I know that? The whole second tweet is about the things that she's delivered. No mention of what Starmer or the rest of the Labour Party's done, just the things that she's delivered. God bless you, Matthew Stadland, and you keep that grift going, mate. Meanwhile, whilst this has all been going on, back in the Commons, Darren Jones, the Chief Secretary to the current Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, has been answering questions. Let's check it out now, shall we?
Mr. Speaker, we have all been appalled at Jeffrey Epstein's disgusting crimes and Peter Mandelson's despicable behaviour. It is utterly contrary to what the Prime Minister stands for.
Utterly contrary to what the Prime Minister stands for. The Prime Minister is up to his nuts in this stuff. I'm not sure it's against what he stands for. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that the sordid world in which Epstein inhabited, Keir Starmer's interested in, not for 1 second. I want that on record. However, he was incredibly friendly with McSweeney, with Mandelson, as was everybody else within that cabinet. These people stand for these people, and these people made these choices. I don't buy this. This is the convention. This is a lie, a fabrication, and they want you to believe what they want you to believe. It's so easy for them to deny, but actions speak louder than words.
And the values at the heart of this government. We are resolute in our commitment to fighting men's violence against women and girls and supporting their victims. Delivering on this mission is a critical part of our response to the terrible misogyny at the heart of the Epstein scandal.
Right, I'm not being funny, but misogyny, it's just a buzzword, isn't it? It's just a buzzword. Chuck, it was a couple of yards of grief. No. I think the worst thing about this was the child grape, okay? Not the misogyny. Misogyny, by comparison, is A-OK. This is such a Labour nonsense. The misogyny. What a distraction. Who cares?
We also recognise that Peter Mandelson's behaviour has posed difficult questions about our safeguards against corruption. I have set out today, Mr. Speaker, the steps the government is taking to ensure that the British public can have confidence in the integrity of public life, and I will continue to update the House, as I said last Monday and today, on these matters as our works develop. Mr. Speaker, I commend this statement to the House.
Shut up a minute. They can't have points of order, it's just beginning the debate. That's the rules of the House. I'm not going to change it, especially for you. Neil O'Brien, Shadow Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the Minister for advance sight of his statement. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister's authority is gone, and his government is starting to collapse. But the PM's decision to appoint Peter Mandelson raises massive questions about standards in public life, questions which the Minister's statement today just doesn't answer. Mr. Speaker, advisers advise, but ministers decide. And on that basis, can the Minister explain why it was right for Morgan McSweeney to resign, but not right for the Prime Minister to resign?
Here, flipping here. Finally, some opposition.
Morgan McSweeney might have provided the advice, but it was the Prime Minister who made the decision to appoint the best friend of the world's most notorious paedophile to be His Majesty's ambassador in Washington. And the PM did this despite knowing that Mandelson had stayed in Epstein's house while he was in jail for child prostitution.
Okay, that is a point that doesn't get mentioned enough as far as I'm concerned. Peter Mandelson stayed in Jeffrey Epstein's home whilst Jeffrey Epstein was imprisoned for child prostitution. And Keir Starmer knew that, and is still our Prime Minister and is still hanging on. And if you support Keir Starmer at this point, you probably support child prostitution, you dirty.
The problem is not the structures or the processes. The information was there. The warnings were there. The problem is that the Prime Minister had all of that before him and yet chose to ignore it. He cannot keep blaming others. He cannot blame the process. He must start taking personal responsibility. For the record of this government on standards is truly extraordinary. First, the Prime Minister was embroiled in the freebies scandal. £107,000 in gifts given to him since 2019 and a personal donor being given a Downing Street pass. Then, the Prime Minister was reprimanded by his own ethics advisor over the appointment of a non-disclosed Labour donor to be the football regulator. His Transport Secretary, an ex-cop, had to resign over misleading the police. His anti-corruption minister had to resign over corruption. His homelessness minister had to resign for making people homeless. And then his deputy prime minister, housing minister, had to resign over a £40,000 unpaid tax bill on her house. No wonder even the leader of the Scottish Labour Party now says that the PM must go.
Just remind you at this point that Labour came into power in 2024. Not 1994, not 2004, 2024. Every single scandal that chap mentioned then has happened in the last 19 months. 19 months. There was 14 years of Tories. 14 years of Tories. That was a shit show. I am not going to stand here and say it was otherwise. However, it took them 14 years to give us the full shit show. These guys have smashed it out in 19 months. There are grown-up adults walking around the street in jobs of responsibility, some in authority, that voted for this Labour government, voted for it. They shouldn't be allowed to play a raffle. These people are mad. If you thought that Keir Starmer and this Labour government were going to be any good, you should immediately go for psychiatric help. This is madness. I know I keep blaming people, but this is mad. How could you possibly think this? And how could you possibly now, after 19 months, look at this and go, that's going all right. It's better than the Tories, isn't it? It's better than... No! It's not better than the Tories. The Tories were bad. This is really, really, really bad. And both of them are the convention. It's over, guys. It is over. Okay. All right. I might be getting a little bit carried away, but come on. What a disaster. But what does the future look like? The future. Is there a future? Could there be a future? Please be different. Please. Well, it could look like Reform and Nigel Farage. And whilst all this was going on, you may have noticed that Nigel Farage was speaking as well. Very, very timely. Well, what did he say?
Extreme teaching unions poisoning the minds of our kids. We've got to stop this happening. We will ensure there is a patriotic, balanced, historical agenda that our children learn. And we will also recognise that not everybody is fit to go to university, to do an ology. That actually in the modern world of AI, people with trades and skills are not going to get replaced by computers. So from the age of 16, boys and girls should, at school, be able to start learning trades and skills that will last them for their entire lives. But we have to start making money. The country is going bust. We're caught in a trap where there are many at work who would actually be better off on welfare. And we will have to cut the welfare budget. Not everybody will like it, but, you know, I'm sorry, But mild anxiety, yeah? I mean, after a heavy night out, I have mild anxiety. Well, less so than before. But you can't go on the sick because you've got mild anxiety. But it is an attitudinal change that Britain needs. An attitudinal change to hard work rather than work-life balance. An attitudinal change to the idea of working from home. People aren't more productive working at home. It's a load of nonsense. They're more productive being with other fellow human beings and working as part of a team. I want us to be the champions of have a go Britain. People setting up businesses, people having a go. They may succeed, they may not, but many will, and I'm pleased that Kevin Byrne, who was the founder of checkertrade.com, is going to be our mentor in helping us produce the right policies for millions more men and women to set up their own businesses and have a chance to make a big success of their lives. And I'm proud that we're going to do that. But the Whitehall class don't get it. The Westminster class don't get it. They don't understand hard work. They don't understand business, and we do. And the same goes for tax. Why would you want all the richest people who pay the most amounts of tax to leave the country? Because if you do that, it means the taxes that everybody else has to pay, who's at work, go up. It is the economics of jealousy. It is the economics of small-mindedness. It is the economics of stupidity. And I want to reverse the exodus. I want the rich to come back and pay taxes here. I want to stop young 30-something ambitious people leaving our country. And tax is part of it, but it's not all of it. One of the other reasons people are leaving London in such numbers is because of the near collapse of law and order. And it isn't just London, is it? It's the same in all of our cities. And the academic experts will tell you that crime is falling. Is it hell? Whether it's phone thefts or frauds or sexual assaults or whatever it is, crime is getting worse. And that's why I'm very, very pleased that after all these years of Sadiq Khan, of London becoming lawless, the beginning with our campaign on the 7th of May in the 32 boroughs, but heading on to the London mayoral elections in a couple of years' time, our candidate is going to be vigilante mum Layla Cunningham to bring back law and...
Okay, I don't want to make this the party political channel for Nigel Farage's reform. You know, I'm becoming very supportive of their policies, and let's face it, who wants anything to do with that lot that's behind us now? Who wants anything to do with it? Not me. I'm sure many of you don't either. But look, what a speech. You know, he's just talking about policy. It all seems quite sort of straightforward and simple, doesn't it? But that's how it should be. The politics of multiculturalism and DEI and Marxism and communism and socialism and dividing people into groups based on their sexuality, where they like to put their genitals, where they don't like to put their genitals, if they like their genitals cut off, if they like to add genitals, if they drink this drink, if they don't drink this drink, if they have this culture, if they pray this way. That is for the birds. It's divisive. It's led to the absolute state that we find ourselves in now. And where are we going to go? Hopefully we are going to go somewhere quite simple, quite traditional, back to basics. And I think that's what reform offers. Now, you might not like it, but I don't care. Who knows what's going to happen with Keir Starmer? Maybe within 3 seconds of this video going out, he's resigned. He hasn't resigned yet. It's 7:07 Now, you'll be watching this later than that because I haven't even published it yet. But it's 7:07 here, so remember that if the whole shit has hit the massive fan. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Please subscribe. I noticed when I was looking at the statistics that only 49.8% of my viewers are subscribed to my channel. I'm only a small channel. I'm less than 7,000 subscribers. Let's make that 10,000, shall we? Let's make that 10,000 in the next couple of months. And I can only do that if you support me. So if you're watching this and you enjoy it, please subscribe, like, and share. You can follow me on all platforms at Paul Cox Comedy. Until next time, keep it real.